Welcome to Dr. Penna's Learn How to Use Excel video. This is part 1, and this is an introduction to Excel. If you're already familiar with Excel, you might want to just move on to part 2. But if you're not familiar with Excel, I'm going to review some of the basics of Excel right here. In order to get started, we're just going to go into the Start button. We're going to click on the Start button. We're going to go to Programs. We're going to go to Microsoft Office. We're going to click on Microsoft Office Excel 2007. And I have the 2007 version. And what pops up is a spreadsheet. And as you can see, the spreadsheet is divided up into columns and rows. Each column has a letter heading. Each row has a number heading. And this creates a grid within the spreadsheet. And each square in the grid is referred to as a cell. And each cell has a unique identifier. For example, this is cell number A1. This one that I've highlighted is cell number B2. This one here is cell number C3. And you can see that the cell number pops up in the name box right here. And this is important to realize because sometimes Excel won't always recognize the data that you have typed in, but it will recognize the cell number or the cell address. Now, the type of data that you can put into Excel really is unlimited. You can put in text, or you can put in numbers. You can put even a combination of text and numbers. But the real power of Excel comes when it manipulates numbers. You can put in a whole series of numbers and do all kinds of statistical analysis on it. You can get totals. You can get averages, mediums, modes. You can even use this for other applications such as real estate and mortgages and things like that. You can figure out interest rates. And again, the powerful thing about Excel is not just that you can enter data, but it will also help you understand your data better. Some of the things that you can do with Excel, for example, if we click on this Home tab, you could see that we have a whole set of commands. This is referred to as the ribbon. Okay, Microsoft has taken on to, instead of giving us menus, now they give us a ribbon. In the Home tab, we can do things like change the font, change the color of the font. We can control the alignment of the data. We can center it, align the text to the left or to the right. We can manipulate the numbers, things like are we entering money, are we entering dates or percentages, how many decimal points will our numbers have. We can insert rows, we can delete rows and columns, and again we can format each row and column, or simply a cell. If we go back up to the tabs and we click on Insert, you see that we can insert various things into our spreadsheet. Things like pictures, clip art, all sorts of shapes. The one thing that we're going to be interested in especially are the charts. We will be graphing our data, and the data will appear graphed into charts. You can also include a text box here. For the more advanced user, you can include a hyperlink. This will allow users or viewers of your spreadsheet, if they're viewing it electronically, to click on these hyperlinks and go to another web page. In the Page Layout tab, we can control the page. We control the margins of the page, things like the orientation, even the size of the page. We can control the width, height, and even the scale of the columns and the rows. We can add grid lines to our spreadsheet or remove grid lines. And you see that as I mouse over all of these options, that we get various menus. Formulas are important. At some point you may be asked to include formulas. The formulas You can actually type in your own formula right here in this type in bar, or you can select various formulas by clicking on FX right there, and that will give you a number of formulas to choose from. Okay, and again, this is really where the power of Excel lies, where you can type in formulas, or you can choose formulas, and again manipulate your data in various ways. As far as the data itself, there are all kinds of commands for data. Probably the most used command is the sort data. It allows us to sort the data either in ascending or descending order. Once we're done with our spreadsheet, we can review our spreadsheet. For example, if there is any text in our spreadsheet, and usually there is, you can check your spelling. We can view our data in various ways. Okay. We can zoom in on our data. We can again include grid lines. One of the more useful commands here is the page layout. We can view our data as we're typing it in. We can view our data as it would appear when we print it out. But most people find it more convenient to work in a normal view. And the last tab right here is the Developer tab, and this is for the more advanced user, those that know Visual Basic. They can write programs revolving around Excel. Well, these are all the commands that allow you to format your spreadsheets so that you have nice professional looking spreadsheets. And not only you can understand your data, but anybody that you want to share your data with, they'll also be able to understand it and view it, and it'll make sense to them. And again, the functionality of Excel is that it allows you to manipulate your data so that you will learn more about your data by entering it into Excel and analyzing it through Excel. And Excel can do this again very, very quickly. All right, that's it for part 1. Please go on to part 2, where we're going to learn how to insert a graph, put in data and insert a graph. Thank you very much.